What's up, guys? I've been telling you guys that I am going to be doing a video on my hydration setup and what I have and how that works. I've been saying that for a while now, and I figure it's time to do it. Okay, so this is my bike. All right, so my bike, it's 23 Road Glide Limited, and it's beautiful. I love it. So what I have here is a Yeti bracket. Okay, and this bracket just simply attaches to my saddlebag guard with some just cheapo Amazon brackets that I'll link down in the description below. But then my jug's inside because I'm going to revamp the hose a little bit. I figured now would be a good time to show you. What happens is I put the jug right in there, and then I loop my hydration line through my wild ass seat straps. Okay, so it goes, loops through there, so it keeps it nice and tucked in, and then runs underneath my tank bag, and then up to this retractable gear keeper right here, so I can just, bring it up, ideally the line's attached to it, bring it up, take a swig, and then just let it go back, and it's always just right there at my fingertips. So it works pretty good. I will put links in the description below for all the parts and pieces that I use. Bike's all set up, ready to go, because I'm going to be heading out to meet up with Riot on his Monster Gump ride, which he's doing 15,000 miles in 15 days. That's some epic stuff right there. But in the meantime, let's go inside and I'll show you what I got going on with the hose. Okay, so we are in the house now. I've got my hose laid out, and I got my jug right here, and we'll go through each component separately. Okay, so for the hose, what I did is I utilized existing Camelback type hydration bladder parts and turned it into what I needed, and like supplemented parts that I needed from somewhere else, right? So what I found is the Camelback hose is not quite long enough to get from the jug mounting place all the way up to the handlebars. So what I did is I got a little bit of 1/4 inch of this nylon silicone tubing. You can find it at any hardware store. You can get it by the foot, or it comes in pre-cut packages. Whatever preference you prefer there, right? And then on the inside, it's hard to get this sleeve back, but yeah, it's on this side, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, here we go. It's right here. So I've got this 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch barbed type connection just to connect the two. And that's all I did to connect and lengthen the hose, and it doesn't leak at all. It's perfect. So that's what I've got to lengthen the hose. Okay. And then at the end, and this is what connects to the jug. This is a quick disconnect. It's made by Osprey. I got it on Amazon. It was like a 2-pack, and I'll link that in the description below. But this thing's great. What this enables you to do is leave your hose tucked into the bike and in place wherever you're at. Take your jug in and refill it, or take your jug into the house and wash it out, because that needs to be done periodically. But the nice thing is you just push this button, pull it off, quick disconnect, and then you carry on and go do your thing to fill it up with ice, water, so on and so forth. So alternatively, on the other end, remember, like I said, I had Camelback pieces that I kind of cannibalized and put this onto the system. So this is a mouthpiece, one of the bite valves, and a cover that goes on to the hoses. And this is a little water, but what this does is it helps just to keep the road grime off of your mouthpiece, right? I mean, some people maybe don't care, but I don't know, I prefer not to have gritty water, right? So how this works is if you're buying one and you're gonna be putting it on your own hose, then this cover piece goes on first, just like that, and then you take your mouthpiece, the bite valve, and then it goes on just like that. And then this kind of snugs up like so, and then you're good to go. You're done. Okay, but me personally, my personal preference is I don't like the bite valve. So I'm going to take this off, right? And so I've got this end, and I got on Amazon this guy. Okay, it's got a single valve, so I turn it on and off. It's got the cover, and it did come with one of these bite valves, but I went ahead and took it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of this hose, and I'm going to input it onto there, I hope. We'll see how that works. But yeah, it should be able to just slide right on there and then just be tucked in. So my goal is to have basically a straw and not have to bite on it. That's my goal. You know, just do one of these while I'm on the road and then be able to take a drink from there. So this piece, these types of pieces you can find on Amazon all day. Not a big problem. And again, the Osprey piece right here came in a 2-pack, and this is an Amazon find as well. So moving forward, that's and the length of your hose really is going to be dependent on your personal preference. So all the magic happens in this lid right here, okay? So you've got to put a hole in this at some point or another, right? So when I purchased this thing, I was like, God, I gotta drill a hole in this thing. It's really thick, and I don't want to necessarily, you know, ruin the lid if I want to use it off the bike, right? So I opted to instead drill a hole through the lid, or the cap. So the lid's completely intact. So if I wanted to go and just buy another one of these little lids, I could use this off the bike without any issue whatsoever. So the whole system really is based off of these parts here. And then the bracket, of course. But, all right. So on this piece, we have a short 1/4-inch piece of nylon tube with the cover on it, okay? And that goes to the other half of the Quick Connect Osprey, the Osprey Quick Connect. On this end, we have a 90-degree elbow with a barbed fitting for 1/4-inch here, going down to a threaded fitting down here. And then what that does is you drill a hole through this little cap, drill the hole, insert the fitting, and then screw this end of this fitting onto that. And then that completes your like bulkhead connection, if you will, the pass through the cap. And then for the 1/4-inch hose, this runs just up to it, where there's a bunch of little like shark teeth that connects and grabs onto this hose, so you know you really can't pull it out. Yeah, it's pretty solid in there. But then this just drops down to the bottom of the jug, and then you're gold. So this can slide down into your water or whatever. The only issue with this is the airlock. Okay, the airlock can be prevented by a couple different ways. One way is that you can just kind of loosely screw it onto there, so I can kind of shake it a little bit, and then that allows air to pass through. So as you're drinking the water, it doesn't create a vacuum. The other way you can do it is by epoxying a couple of little pieces of plastic here, maybe 3, maybe 4 of them, just to the rim of this cap, so that way when you screw it down tight, there's still room for air to get through. That's another way that you can do it. But what I do is I just opt to keep it a little loose, and then Bob's your uncle. It's all set. So that is how all of these pieces are constructed. I will, like I said, post links to the description of all the different pieces and how they go together. And I'm going to finish up putting this bad boy on there and getting the final mouthpiece, put it on there, so that way it kind of fits my needs. But we'll be back, and I will put it back on the bike here shortly. Okay, so I am here at Northwest Harley Davidson waiting for Riot and crew to arrive for the Gump the Gump ride, the Monster Gump ride, and I'm pretty stoked. But earlier I was doing putting together some last minute changes and pieces and whatnot on my hydration system. But I tell you, I got it all put together here. So I'm gonna turn this around. So here's the main jug sitting in its bracket. Got that quick disconnect, like I said. The cap is loose, and then it travels around underneath my wild ass seat cushion, underneath my tank bag magnets, to where it attaches at the handlebar. Now, a little quick review on this particular mouthpiece. I don't like it. So I adjusted it. I put a little straw on there. It was like a silicone reusable straw that you can get at, you know, Walmart, Amazon, whatever, and I just cut a little piece off so that way it's more of a straw than a bite valve. And that part's all right. That part doesn't bother me. But when you're at speed, you're going to drink, you know, you turn the valve, and then you go to put your mouth on this thing, and it spins around. It spins around. I mean, I don't know if it's just going to take a little getting used to or what, but I'm not a big fan. So, but there it is, done deal. So there's the bike, old Betty, sitting there at Northwest Harley-Davidson, waiting for the Monster Gump to arrive. But that's the hydration system in a nutshell. You guys can copy my idea, I don't care. You know, I took little bits and pieces from other people and copied, but that's it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I do my best to answer when I can, or just reach out to me. And yeah, for now, the Loko's going out.